Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I have a couple things I want to talk to you about tonight. I got another firearm in for review that I want to share with you guys and talk about, something that I've never shot before. However, I've shot very similar products from the same company. And I want to talk a little bit more about how the recent tragedy in Allen, Texas has actually hit home a little bit closer than I mentioned in my previous video. I mentioned in my last video that the place where it happened, that outlet mall, is a place where my sons go and have shopped before. And one of my sons was actually going to go there that day, but just due to time constraints of what he was doing elsewhere, he ended up not going. But it turns out that it hit closer to home than even that my wife works for a law firm, and the head attorney of this law firm, their child is in the same class as one of the survivors of the shooting. So they got injured and sent to the hospital. I think they're still in critical condition, and they know them. And it turns out that 3 of their family members passed away. So, yeah, so this child now has lost 3 family members. And they share a classroom at a private school of the boss of my wife. Yeah, it's crazy. Small world, and man, it's tragedy, isn't it? It's tragedy. I am still trying to wrap my mind around the evil. But I have come to the realization, just maybe through spending enough time thinking about these events when they happen, but also just, things that have happened in my life. I'm somebody that tries to rationalize everything, that I think that everything has a purpose, that everything has a reason. Because that's the way I think nature is. It's the way the universe is. It's the way the world works. Laws of economics, laws of physics. But when it comes to things of the human mind, and when you put in things like emotions and feelings, that they become irrational. That somebody can know, if I do this thing, I'm going to hurt myself and hurt others, and it's not going to further my ultimate goals. But because in the moment I have a feeling or a thought, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And you can't, there is no rationalization. And I spend so much time trying to figure out, why do those things happen? What can we really do? Like, what are real solutions? And you realize there are no real solutions. There was another event here in Texas. I think it was down in Brownsville today. Now, I really haven't followed the news too much, so I don't think it was intentional. It might have been. And I know that many pro-gun people like myself have mentioned this. But whether it was an accident or not, it just goes to show how effective other means of trying to hurt people can be. There were some people that got a group of, I guess it's immigrants, standing on a street corner looking for work, got hit by a car going at high speeds, or a truck. And I guess a lot of them were really injured or killed. And we tell people, if you want to hurt people and want to do that type of destruction, you don't need a gun. You don't need an AR-15. There are other means. And banning a gun doesn't do anything until we figure out a way to change the hearts of people. And there is just evil in this world. There is evil in this world. Whether or not you're religious, if you are, there's demons. There are demons in this world that they're here to do terrible things, create chaos, and I guess just watch the world burn. And if you don't believe in anything, there's just evil people that do evil things for no reason, and you cannot wrap your head around it. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you about how kind of close this whole thing hit home here to the Texas Gun Vault, because my sons go there. One of my sons was going to go to that place that day, and then my wife's boss He is a child, and he actually knows the family, the victims. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something fun, upbeat, and positive. I got a really cool firearm. If you guys, especially if you watch my old channel, you guys know I have been very blessed to have people from a lot of different places lend me firearms for review. Local subscribers, and somebody that has lent me firearms in the past. His name's Craig. Contacted me recently. He just lives one town away. Great guy, Patreon supporter. And he says, hey, I picked up something that I think you would like to shoot. I said, okay. And as you can see from the box, it's a Ruger. So let's open this thing up. Let's see what we got. And when it comes to Ruger, he told me, I know you're not the biggest fan of Ruger in general. And that is true. And for some reason, I find, especially their pistols and rifles of larger calibers, for me, they're not, I don't want to say they're poor quality. They just don't strike me as exceptionally high quality. They're okay. They're like median guns. They copy a lot of designs and concepts from other companies. But the one thing that I will always give Ruger points on, because I think they excel, is 22. When it comes to their 22 pistols, 22 rifles, you know, the Ruger 1022, the 2245, great pistols, great rifles. But this is the Ruger Mark IV Target. So here we go. So it has pretty much the same upper as the Ruger was at the 2245. But this has the original grip style. So it's a very, very angled grip. It kind of reminds me a lot of a Luger pistol. And holding it here on the workbench, that is a big angle. Very weird sloping angle. And it's not as natural as I thought it would be. I know it's super popular going all the way back to the Mark I's. And the magazine's really slanted. And of course, 22 is a rimmed cartridge, so this probably makes it more reliable. The good thing about the Mark IV that I understand is that the takedown procedure is so much easier than the previous incarnations of this pistol. I remember there's a little button here on the back and it hinges open. So it makes it really easy to take apart and clean, where some of the older versions, the Mark I, II, and III, I guess it was kind of a nightmare to take apart. So I'm really excited to shoot this. I know Ruger does 22 really, really well, and unlike other companies, when it comes to their 22s, I complain that they're made very cheaply. You feel like they're made of pot metal. You feel like they're just not quality. But when it comes to Ruger, I really feel like they engineer their rifles and pistols very well. They make fine guns out of high-quality materials that nobody else is making. I mean, for a 22 pistol, you pick this up and it's hefty. Metal and steel. It's not pot metal. It's finished very, very nice. The markings on it are beautiful. And, of course, the aftermarket with these guns are exceptional. So I really feel that they make such a fine product in the world of 22. But I'm really excited to get this to the range. So this is going into the queue for me to review. So thank you, Craig. It's very kind of you. And I'm really excited to get this thing to the range. He gave me a bunch of 22 as well to shoot. And I guess he has a ton of magazines for this thing. And yeah, so I'm really excited to get to shoot this. And I know that a lot of people, when it comes to my channel, like it when I review Glocks and Rugers, a lot of the more common stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to shoot the rare and expensive stuff. That's the stuff that I really like to shoot. But I know that when it comes to the firearms community at large, man, if I make a Glock 19 video, it gets a lot of views. If I make a Ruger 22 of some type of video, it gets a lot of views. Because people like Ruger 22s and people like Glocks, and I like both those as well. But just kind of the popular stuff. So this is, I think, going to be a great video. Really excited to shoot it. And so thank you, Craig. So that's what I got on the block. Very excited to get this thing to the range. So there you go. That's kind of like your update. So a little bit somber start to the video, but we ended with something really cool and exciting. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.